Instagram is quietly testing a new feature that turns your content into something people binge to multiply your reach. And people are already calling this the biggest thing since Reels. But here's the thing nobody's telling you. You actually don't need it because 80% of this whole thing is already sitting inside your account. My clients have been using essentially this to grow for months. But there's one piece of this new feature that can actually be super beneficial. And if you're posting consistently and your Reels still die after a day, this thing can fix all of that. Here's what they're currently rolling out. And it's not really what people think, because you can now put your Reels into an episodic series for people to watch. Sounds like a small, annoying thing at first glance, but this is actually bigger than you might think, because Instagram is telling us what they really care about. And that is getting people to stay on the platform for as long as is possible, aka what we call session time. So it's not just about watch times, it's actually how long they stay on the platform as a whole, on your whole profile. I've actually been talking about this for a while, but with this new series feature, this is going to be a lot easier, because now you're going to have control over what type of content you want to pull people through multiple pieces in a series. And that's especially powerful to increase your trust and sales from Instagram. We'll talk about this in a second. Now, before you're like, Dominic, I don't have it. Most people don't have it yet. So don't go crazy. They're just rolling it out. You'll eventually get it. But the one thing, if we take a look at this, apart from the obvious, being able to put your Reels into a series, they have a description field specifically, which just tells me that, first of all, this feature is going to be very big for SEO purposes. I actually think it's not just about SEO on the platform on Instagram, but actually this will be used to rank externally. For example, in Google, if you have the switch turned on, a lot of content is already ranking on Google actually nowadays, if you do it the right way. We have a video about this, and just this alone has the potential to catapult the whole pull that you have from social media, especially if we're talking about creating evergreen content, so you don't have to post 11 times a week anymore, because evergreen content continues to rank, continues to show up in Google in search, and suddenly if people see, oh, there's a series, it's going to be surfaced for way longer than it already is. And that way you can literally construct viewer to follower or viewer to buyer or viewer to whatever it is, series, to make people go through that and convert 10 times better, especially if they came to your profile because they were looking for something. Now, up until right now, we just had 3 pinned posts and a bunch of story highlights, right? And then it's fair game, basically. It mostly depends on the algorithm and how clear your covers are for your ideal viewer to kind of go through more of your content and maybe find content that will convert them, because they have to kind of scroll down. Most people don't do it. Now, with this whole series thing, this can be super targeted, especially if you know who your audience really is and if you have a clear offer. I honestly think this is going to be insane, especially to warm up people, to build trust, and to get people to buy from you. I recently had a client whose views and everything basically was declining for almost a year straight. And we implemented a signature series like this, and he made almost 10 grand in direct extra revenue within that first month just because of the series. And he grew more than 100,000 followers from this so far. So, sounds like a success. The second thing why I think this is not just a quiet feature rollout, but a look into the direction Instagram is heading towards, is hidden between the lines, if you think about it. Because a series, right? They always talk about series right now. It's basically here to be watched again and again, aka they want people to binge your stuff. Instagram focusing on this right now clearly shows me that they're kind of sick of just this mass spam content era that we're in right now, where people just post a lot, use AI to post a lot, and getting people to binge watch a series all the way through is one of the highest quality signals it can get. Which also means, I'm pretty sure that they want to keep serious content alive for as long as possible. I've actually observed this whole change within the algorithm in the past few months already with my clients' data and my own data actually. Certain reels, especially great quality, high quality reels that have some high quality marks, get pushed out for months. I actually have some that continue to generate views and leads 8 months later consistently. With that being said, there's one part that nobody seems to mention when talking about this new series feature, because apart from what we've said before, none of this is really new to you, because honestly, you should have been already using these underlying concepts of this anyway if you're playing this game seriously. Because if we think about it, below the surface, it just means that you need to stop thinking of each reel as a one-off thing, right? You think of reel, just publish it, and start thinking about this in terms of building a content catalog, basically different folders for different stages of your viewer journey, bringing them back again. Some content is what we call top of funnel content that gets the most people in, but from there you want to link them to middle of funnel content and then bottom of funnel content to systematically build the trust and get people into your email list and feed the algorithm to find more of the right people and blow up basically. And if you totally missed it, there is already a feature called linking reels. And honestly, I think this is the series feature just with an extra wrapper in your profile to make series easier to find. And that should be great news because that means you can literally now, you don't have to wait for this feature to drop. You can go ahead, build 2, 3 signature series, link them together. And once this feature drops, you can literally take what you built and put this into a series folder. And then it gets the whole boost, a new feature boost straight away because it already has data basically. So here's what you can and should do right now. Take one topic, a very hot topic in your niche that people ask you about all the time or that you see that's just hot, right? Then you basically break it down to the core arc, meaning what is the transformation people want actually about that topic? What is the underlying need that it touches? And then you break it down and you create a 5 to 7 part mini series that either warms people up, makes them follow you, or gets people to trust you more, or as a whole funnel entry point to push people to your email list. And then you want to pin this whole thing as the first reel and link the other parts together with the linking reel feature. 90% of this whole feature already there. And if you're like, I want to create a signature series, help me do that, man. I collected all my data from the best performing signature series for my clients, and I put it into a free playbook. Link is down in the description. It's a full guide with examples, so you'll be able to create your signature series probably today and well before the feature drops, so you can actually come in with a bang. Which leaves us with the big question. Will this feature be a game changer like everyone says? Well, probably not, because if you remember, IGTV, literally, they had a serious feature 8 years ago. I was already here on this chair, well, not here, but basically making a video about this. Don't watch it, please. It's really cringe. But nobody used it back then. And the whole thing just died because we all know how Instagram usually does wrong things or weird things. But point being, it's never the feature that matters because people watched series 40 years ago already. And what matters is actually the psychological principles underneath, which is why you can already do these things. So getting the right people to come back again and again in a certain way to warm them up or do whatever with them that you want. The features, they just help you as a creator package it the best way and make it easier for you, which it definitely is gonna do once it drops. Now, here's the thing though. None of this is actually going to matter if you can't get the algorithm to show your series to the right viewers in the first place, because Instagram now decides what to push or bury based on certain triggers that you just need to hit. So watch this video next and I'll show you exactly how to do that.